Children of the night, what music they make.
They're all gonna laugh at you!
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What's up?
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash you a bit.
Would you look at this crew of motley idiots? 5 of us on at the same time.
This is how much it's going to take.
Plus a giant-sized Michael Myers doll with Chad.
Yeah, giant.
Oh, wow. It looks huge.
Forced perspective.
Oh.
See, there's a lot of
even smaller.
stuff going on here.
I don't have anything. Jack Camp PC. Hunter Shea.
Hey-oh!
Chad Lutzke.
Hello.
Tim Meyer.
Howdy.
We are the pickle. I forgot about the pickle.
Oh my gosh.
That is classic.
There's going to have to be a pickle rating at the end of this.
Yes, we need to bring the pickle rating back.
Someone was going to send all of us pickles, and it just never happened.
Nope. Whatever.
That's not a good fan. I don't like it.
No.
All right, so tonight we are doing Halloween Ends. I almost said Halloween Kills. Halloween Ends, which I'm sure is going to be at the top of everyone's favorite list for the year. It's an incredible film. I'm really looking forward to talking about it. But first, we're going to do... Well, you know what? First, I have an announcement here. We just heard Jay Wilburn died. He's a horror author who's known in our community of people pretty well. And I guess he had a kidney transplant. Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Was a kidney transplant?
A few years ago. Yeah.
A few years ago, and I guess he wasn't doing well. And I was literally just emailing with him. He just sent me a book last week, and I had no idea he was doing so poorly. So, rip to Jay.
Yeah, that's too bad.
He was well liked. I didn't know him well, but other people did. Other people who are nicer than me were close to him. So. Rip to Jay. Anybody want to do some drinking words?
I'll do the words. Oh, wait.
Oh, sorry. What were you going to say, Jack?
Jason, where's our names?
Oh.
Took time.
You can always tell when I was doing a better show and I take the names off. All right, let me get back to the drinking words here. Where the hell?
Meyer. Okay. By the way, sorry, Sheridan, that we threw Tim into the mix at the last second. So, Tim, you're going to be the bonus words.
Nice.
Lock them in. All right, here we go. If we say these words, you drink your thing or you shoot up, whatever. Jack, your words tonight are Gory, Lori, and Corey. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Mine are Babysit, Dead, and Peacock. Jason, your words are Blumhouse Kills Crusher. Mr. Lutzke, Parade, Knife, and End. And the bonus words, which are Tim's words, are now Jamie, Boyfriend, and Myers.
Wow.
Thanks, Sheridan.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm so excited to talk about this movie. Anybody have any news or announcements before we get into Jack's award-winning news segment?
Award-winning?
Oh, yeah, I don't want to stop the
award. What awards did this thing win?
It's the same sheet of paper he's
All
been
kinds.
using for 5 years.
All right, let's jump into it. It's the news. Yay.
Hunter brings nothing to the show, so he has nothing to say.
Charm and wit, you schmuck.
Yeah, wit rhymes with shit. That's what you
Go
bring to
ahead.
the show.
Go ahead. Read whatever you pulled off the API Newswire.
It's more than you do, ever. Oh, I'm going to review a book every week.
Oh, my God.
I've watched 46 horror movies so far this month. What have you watched?
Oh, really? Oh, but
Wow.
very impressed you.
Now, you four schmucks are authors, so this is going to piss all of you off.
Okay.
Every piece of news tonight proves that Hollywood has run out of ideas. Evidence number 1: The Wicker Man is being developed into a TV series by Andy Serkis's production company.
A series.
Series.
Wow.
Now, I don't think it's going to be a direct translation of the movie. I don't know if it was a book too, but it's going to carry over the themes and settings and things like that. So the feel. So
To be
I think
fair,
they're
there's-
using. Okay.
Sorry, to be fair, there's a lot to work with. I think, you know, that you got this whole crazy town. You know, you never
Yeah.
know. Look at what they did with Bates Motel.
Yeah.
True. But that had, several books and everything. I hope they base it off the Nick Cage version. Don't base it off the good one.
Not the
I can't wait
bees.
the B episode.
We'll have a
be it.
Candyman, Wicker Man mashup.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, over at Peacock, they are developing a series based on the movie Fear with Mark Wahlberg and Reese Witherspoon
I saw that.
Get
How?
out.
and
that
Alyssa
doesn't make
Milano.
sense.
Of
There was
course,
barely enough there to make a movie.
Yeah.
We'll all be waiting for the roller coaster episode of that,
Wow.
that show.
It's a great movie though.
It is.
I
It is a good
enjoyed it.
movie. The CSI guy is the father in that movie.
If you could get Alyssa Milano back for this, I might watch it.
I mean,
Other
is
than that,
Fear
yeah.
a property with that much cachet to the name that they're
Doesn't
like, oh
matter.
god,
They don't
No.
care. They don't care.
I think that's kind of like the TV show Scream, where that's a perfect for like the MTV crowd, CW crowd.
maybe Mark Wahlberg can play the father in it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He must
Hey,
be a
Mr.
producer
Chicken.
or something.
Say hi to your mother for me.
Between the four of us, aren't there like 100 unique books that somebody could
That's
make?
what I'm saying.
Anything?
I got 4 guys on here with 100 books.
For sure.
Jesus.
No. We got Halloween Ends though. That one was worth the money. But Swamp Monster Massacre, we can't get that one.
Because it never dies. It can't die tonight.
I actually want the Swamp Monster Massacre. I want the poster to be the original book cover.
That would be
was-
awesome.
That was an incredible book cover. I don't
Oh,
think I
the-
could ever. No one could top that.
Do you still have a
drawing.
copy of that?
Well, that was only an ebook when Sam Hain put it out. So
Oh.
thankfully, it's gone. But unlike
Thankfully.
Severed Press, now they did a much better cover.
You actually have a book cover now.
So, yeah, that other one was amazing.
All right. I don't know when that Winnie the Pooh movie is coming out.
Oh
That
my
Winnie
God,
the
I can't
Pooh
wait.
horror movie. Can't wait.
Yeah.
On the heels of that, there is going to be a rated R Grinch horror movie called The Mean One.
Yeah.
That's going to be similar to that Winnie the Pooh movie. And the dude who plays Art the Clown in Terrifier is going to be the Grinch.
That's interesting. I heard the Grinch isn't public domain yet. So how are they
It's
doing that?
called The Mean One. So he's going to be the mean one. I don't think they're going to call him the Grinch.
Well, they waited for him to die and preyed on his wife to make those crappy movies that they made. So they're probably just doing the same thing.
I smell a
But-
trend.
yeah, that's what they're doing. I mean, the Mickey Mouse, the original Mickey Mouse, I think the public domain is up in like 2024. So it's like a couple of years, and then we're going to get a Mickey Mouse one.
Well, that's
Oh.
when Congress always extends the copyright. Is every time Mickey Mouse is up, Congress extends.
Damn.
Disney is lining some.
I don't
pockets,
think
so that
Disney
doesn't
would ever
happen.
let that happen. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want Mickey porn.
Well, The Mean One's going to be out on December 15th. So we've got ourselves a holiday
Oh,
movie.
Lighthearted Christmas movie. Excellent.
Yay.
Now, a movie that had not been on my radar or Hunters for a long time and then popped up when we did our Halloween movie list, rolled the dice game. Remember Death Becomes Her?
Oh, I love that movie. I used
Oh,
to
yeah.
watch it all the time when I was a kid.
That's getting remade with Kate Hudson and Anne Hathaway. Kate Hudson's going to play the Goldie
Interesting.
Hawn. Anne Hathaway is going to play the Meryl Streep. Robert Downey Jr. in the Bruce Willis role, and Lady Gaga as Liesel Van Rumen.
I love Jason's face. This is a movie he can't wait to see.
Actually,
I'm into it.
I don't think it's a bad one to update because I don't. You don't really hear much about this one.
Very
I
underrated.
I bet you this is gonna be like straight to streaming, kind of like the Witches remake with Anne Hathaway. I bet it's gonna come and go like that one.
It's not hallowed ground, so whatever.
It's not. It's not like a classic film everybody goes back to. So, yeah, whatever.
Again, though, is there no other properties? Are there not hundreds of books?
Jesus Christ! I mean, you could just go in and type random letters into Amazon, buy the first book, and you're going to get a better story.
Right.
Than the shit they keep pumping out.
Yeah. Fear and death becomes her. Good golly, Miss Molly.
We're just mining the shit out of the 90s.
Fellas, I like to end on a high note.
All right.
The best news of the week. There's
quit.
going to be a Barbarella remake with Sydney Sweeney running the Go-Go Boots.
Okay,
holy cow.
That's pretty good.
The blood is rushing from my brain. I don't know if I can keep going on. Holy shit. That will be amazing to the 10th hour.
I'm so happy.
We have a reason to live. Got to take care of myself now.
Remember the bad guy in that movie was Duran Duran.
Yes. His name
is
Leo.
I don't really remember much about that movie, but according to the article I was reading, there was a machine in that movie that caused fatal orgasms.
Yes, there was. Was it the Orgasmatron or something?
That's Sleeper with Woody Allen.
But yeah, I remember the
I know I've seen this and I don't remember anything.
Yeah, same here.
It's a good, goofy, campy movie.
It's strong Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda is gorgeous.
This is maybe the best casting I've ever heard.
Yes. This will be the one time Sydney Sweeney says, "No nudity." It's not
probably.
Draw the line.
Sydney Sweeney, a lonely nation turns its eyes to you. Woo, woo,
woo. What's the potential release date for that?
Not soon enough. And that pen drop is all the news that's fit to print.
And on a high note, let's jump into some curation.
We have such sights to show you.
All right, spinning the dial. Chad.
Yes.
What did you watch on Tubi this week?
I watched a movie called that I thought I'd seen before on Tubi. Okay, yeah.
He didn't even correct you. Yes, Tubi.
It's true. I did. I watched Happy Birthday to Me, which I know I saw before, probably 86 or 87, maybe, something like that. But I don't remember a thing this whole time I was watching it. So I think I spent a majority of my teen years very stoned. And so and there were a couple of years in particular that I saw a lot of movies that I don't remember, and I think that was one of them. So don't do drugs, kids. And so this movie, first of all, I didn't know it had the hot one from Little House on the Prairie. I can't remember her name now. What the heck
older
is her
sister?
name? Yeah,
Mary.
I don't remember her name in the show either. I just thought she had cool eyes.
Yes.
I remember this poster being in the video store.
Right.
Yeah, the shish kebab place.
All the time, man. It's one of those iconic, VHS covers, whatever. And when I put it on and I saw, the Little House Girl, I was like, man, have I not seen this? This is murdered like a full. It's all parts of it are almost giallo, but not really because it's too 80s teen for that, and not serious enough. And but this is essentially a kind of a fun murder mystery, sort of, with a ton of twists. Well, like 2 or 3, and the characters that I actually found myself enjoying, and
I remember this was not that bad.
Yeah, there was like even some like little subplots or stuff that were actually entertaining. So I wasn't sitting around just wanting to find the, get to the gory parts, which there were a handful of great ones.
Or when's Melissa Sue Anderson getting back on?
But I'm telling you what, man, this came out in, I think, 81. When did Friday the 13th come out? 81?
79, 80.
I think 80.
80.
Okay.
I think 80.
Well, Friday the 13th, the franchise is, I love it, but the first movie is one of the worst, and I think it's highly overrated. And I understand at the time the twist at the end is cool, but then by the time you get to Jason and stuff, it just, this movie, however, this blows away the first Friday the 13th, and I can't understand, other than maybe the cover and the title, why it didn't get more attention.
Needed to be a series.
And one of the twists, it does get slightly hokey. I don't want to. This is worth watching. I don't want to spoil anything at all because of the twists in it. But it's also kind of all over the place as far as like some of the twists almost feel, I don't know, crammed in there, or the red herrings. Some of them feel like. I don't know, like this whole backstory with Little House Girl having brain surgery, which they show, and it's really cool, and all its bloody brain skull drilling gore. And but man, she I don't know what that really had anything to do with it. And there's another storyline with her mom and them almost drowning, and so there's just a lot of stuff in here, but it's highly entertaining all the way through. I really liked it. And
you got excited by those skull holes. I know you.
I think I did.
Yeah.
I think I did.
I just added this to my to-be list. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Sounds good.
I saw it. I don't remember a thing about it.
Oh, man, you guys got to check it out then.
I'll watch it this week.
Sweet.
Shudder might have it too. They had it at one time, but that was a couple years ago.
Yeah. So happy birthday to me.
Nice.
On Tubi.
Tim.
Oh, I'm not prepared for this, but I can go.
Yeah. Swing it.
I watched what did I watch this week? Oh,
you haven't changed a bit.
No. I watched Deadstream on Shudder. I don't know if any of you have watched that.
Everybody here watched.
So this is a double feature now. We are doing Deadstream and Halloween.
Yeah, seriously. That's on all our lists.
Did you guys do this previously?
No, we all have watched it. So.
Oh, you guys all watched it for this week?
Literally, four of us are going to do this in a row.
We're all going to chime in on your heels on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
No spoilers. I haven't seen
spoilers?
Tons of
Okay.
spoilers.
No.
So,
no.
You rang the bell. We can say anything we want.
All right. So, Deadstream is
Evil dies that night.
An original Shudder movie. It's a found footage flick, which Jason and I love so much.
Absolutely.
But it's about a disgraced internet personality who goes into a haunted house and basically live streams his experience there. And he's kind of an idiot, and you get the sense that he did something that he wasn't supposed to do, or he's like on the verge of being like canceled by his followers. And so no spoilers, but let's just show that.
Finger in the nose. That was great.
You may not want to show pictures from this.
That's all there is. There aren't anymore.
There you go. Done.
But yeah, so it's basically this guy in a house, and things start happening, and it's a little bit funny, and there's actually some truly like frightening imagery in it, which I really enjoyed. I really like this. As a huge fan of found footage films, I think this was probably one of the better ones to come out, especially of late. It blows away like Dash Cam and like some of those other ones that have come out in the past couple of years.
Whoa,
yeah,
that was pretty good, dude.
Dude, Tim, I'm on your side on this one.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of Dash Cam, but like this was better than that. This was better than Spree, and I really liked Spree a lot too. And it had like some Spree vibes to it, especially with like the commentary going down the side.
I got to read more of those. I was trying to keep up, but
yeah, they're so much fun. Like it's just like a little bit of extra that you get with these types of movies.
The beauty of this one, I'm going to chime in now.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I started watching no trailer, and usually I see a trailer for these things. And first of all, the lead guy is very funny. I've got dash cam vibes because of the funny lead, that high pitched scream he was doing. I was like, Jason and Hunter are either love this guy or are throwing their TV out the window right now. I thought he was hilarious, and it was a great lead. And I was enjoying myself, and then they kind of, without really spoilers, they kind of go low budget Evil Dead on you in this movie.
Oh, it's very Evil Dead, and I love
Dead
that.
2.
Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2. You're right. And that's all I think you need to know is this movie is really funny and really fun.
Dude, the YouTube idiot. No offense, Jason.
Hey,
I thought he was hysterical. I mean, we were laughing nonstop with this stuff, especially in the beginning, because he's a guy. His show is all about facing his fears, and he was showing some of the dumb shit that he's done to face his fears.
The Moses,
the Moses thing in the rap was hysterical. So yeah, he cracked me up the whole time. It looked like they used an actual abandoned house.
Yeah,
they,
for sure.
They had to have.
It was so dusty and everything. And then when it needed to be scary, it got kind of scary. And then when it went over the top, it just went right to 11. And I'm like, this is everything I want in this one movie here. What a total shock.
More found footage movies need to be funny.
Yeah, I agree.
So I also like this. I didn't like it as much as you guys did. Jesus.
That was my the coaster stuck to the bottom.
Oh, it's stuck.
It's gonna be the shittiest sounding episode.
Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Oh, that's a great coaster.
Nice. I thought the guy, particularly at the beginning, did a great job straddling the line between annoying and funny. He was like the douchebag, I don't know, influencer or whatever the hell you want to call him. But he did a good job making it funny so that you didn't just hate him, the whole goddamn time. So I thought they did a great job with that.
Chad's the Beastmaster.
Which we could give you the handshake.
You got two of them now?
Yeah, I've had two of them.
Oh, I thought you only had
Where's
one.
the camera at?
Right here.
Does he kill your cobras for you?
We've been invaded by ferrets.
They look
cute.
cuddly.
It's Kubrick and Petey.
Nice.
Sorry, Jason.
No, it's fine. I just wish it had been a little scarier towards the end. I never really got like an intense feeling from it. I think some of it might have been. It was lit. There's a lot of light in some of the scenes where it was like, wow, that's a wig. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I enjoyed it quite a bit. I did not like it as much as Dashcam, primarily because the woman in Dashcam was so goddamn hilarious to me that like she couldn't say a word that I didn't laugh at.
She should have been with him on this. If you put the two of them in
if they were in a movie
house,
together, it would be the greatest thing ever made.
Yeah.
So I actually appreciated this even more. When you look at the credits, it seems like 3 people did the vast majority of the work on this.
Yeah.
And it's very impressive that they were able to do something so small and have it come out as quality as it did. So it's well done.
Yeah.
I dug it. I thought it was great.
Great Shudder movie. Like just a great Shudder movie. So
my wife picked it, so I assumed it would be garbage. And I'm like, oh, here's a nice surprise.
Tina mentioned it in the comments last week, which is what put it on my radar. But Tina seems to like everything ever made, so I wasn't sure if I would or not. But,
wow. Shots fired.
No, dude, I wish I liked everything ever. That's not a dig. Like, good for her.
There are movies she doesn't like.
Hmm?
There are some movies she doesn't
There's
like.
there's some good movies she doesn't like.
Okay.
But
so
she likes bad
4
movies.
she doesn't like.
I think she's Tim's lost sister.
Good, bad. It's all subjective.
That's very true.
All right,
Unless
Chad.
it comes to your picks, and then
all bets are on.
What's on the Tubi machine?
Okay. Shudder.
Oh,
This one's on Shudder.
Get
Whoa.
out of here! Mixing up the formula.
This is another movie that I thought I'd seen, but because I think I even had the poster in my bedroom in the 80s hanging up, or some kind of swag from this. I don't whether it be like something was hanging in my room with this thing on it. It's called Soul Survivor, another very recognizable movie cover. And I think the reason why I stayed away from it is because the cover looks like it's either sci-fi or could be some kind of like, I don't know, at sea horror or something like that. Neither of which, when I was younger, I was interested at all. So I'm so glad I saw this. And this is another movie.
Nobody has ever said that, by the way. That's
What?
the first time that's ever been uttered about Soul Survivor.
You do not like Soul Survivor?
Nobody does. It's like voted one of the worst
that's not
movies of
true.
the decade.
It's got a pretty
Unless
good
it's
rating.
No.
Or is
Remember
it the
that
other
game?
one?
Remember the board game Soul Survivor?
I thought you were talking about the other Soul Survivor.
Yeah,
That's
you
what I
think
thought he
it
was
was
talking
the
about.
2000s?
Like the early 2000s one.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
one was awful.
Yeah,
Is
that
that
movie
Elisha Dushku in that?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
This is from 84.
Hunter,
movie.
Hunter,
Okay.
Hunter, do you remember Soul Survivor, the board game?
Yes,
I'm
I
a
do.
Soul Survivor.
Yeah.
It might be up here.
Where you either pull the tabs and the marbles fall through?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think I still have. I think my parents hung on to mine, and I still have. It's around here somewhere from when I was a kid. But anyway,
You also have this clock everyone had?
That's an awesome clock. I wish I had that now.
every room in this house is awesome. I love the sets on this thing. The acting is pretty good. The storyline is cool. But I'm going to tell you right now, man. If it wasn't for this movie, there would be no It Follows and no Final Destination for sure.
Really?
Wow.
This is Final Destination, but with a different, more of a Carnival of Souls take. And there are so many creepy people just randomly standing there or walking toward this girl, just like in It Follows. As soon as you see it, you're like, man, they totally stole that.
Huh.
Really?
But this is, without this movie, those wouldn't exist, or at least not how they exist today, particularly Final Destination. But this woman survives a plane crash, and people start rising from the dead and creeping her out, kind of coming after her, but just kind of being there,
Right.
as ghosts / zombies. Really zombies, not ghosts. And then you've got doctors finding them later on, asking, why is all their blood in their legs? We found this guy 2 days later after his car. The blood should have been, in his face or whatever. And it's in their legs, which is kind of a creepy element because these things are up and walking around. And that's why all the blood is in their legs instead of however, it settles in whatever position that they're in when they find them. Which I thought was really cool. Yeah, I don't want to really go into too much more other than think of those two movies. I mean, you won't have to because you'll see it. And
Wow.
Tina. Sorry, Tina.
You just ruined It Follows for me. Thanks, Chad. I
No,
wanted to
man.
think it was original.
Well, no, the concept of the concept has nothing to do with this movie. The imagery of It Follows with like people standing there, with the people like the old lady, or the.
Does he have a
the
guy with his
old
wang hanging out,
man.
standing on a roof?
No, nobody naked, but that kind of stuff, where you've got these people that don't look necessarily dead and they're just standing there, across the street or slowly coming toward you. And it's,
wow.
it looks like it was just turned grainy and then from It Follows and put right into Soul Survivor. But it's a good movie,
check this
man.
one out.
I thoroughly enjoyed it way more than I thought I was.
Let's point out it's Soul, SOLE.
Yes.
This isn't the bad one from 2000, SOUL.
No, this is
SOUL, yeah.
84 on Shudder under the
just-
Supernatural films.
I just added this. This is one that I either saw at the store all the time or I saw on Netflix or something. And then for some reason, I don't remember ever watching it.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this. This sounds like a real gem. And it only has 2,000 ratings on IMDb. So no one has seen this movie.
Yeah. Some of it doesn't make sense as far as like, but just go with it, just like as far as like the zombies, I mean, they're not called zombies, but as far as the presence of these people who are supposed to be dead and are walking around, you think you know what's going on as far as, okay, they're just, this girl is supposed to be dead. And so they're after her, but then other people end up dying via these zombies. So it kind of doesn't make sense, but just go with it.
All right. Sounds
They're not
interesting.
zombies. Would they be called Vladdies by any chance?
That would be really.
I want to see if
unoriginal now.
Jason stole something.
If somebody ever steals that, that's the dumbest name for a vampire ever. You better not steal that from me.
By the way, Tim, I just saw your dumbass comment in the chat. It follows. It's so meh.
Yeah,
So
you are.
mad.
Oh my gosh, Tim.
So
What?
man.
Holy cow!
Wow.
You know what? They
Nah.
created taking you out behind the woodshed for people like you. That's what I want to do with you.
It's
right
just
now.
meh. It's just
You
meh. It's
got to
not,
be effing kidding
it's
me.
not, it's not
Dude,
bad. Like, I
that
don't
and
need
Hereditary
it.
are the two best horror films in the last 10 or 15 years.
Hereditary is a classic. I love it.
You just pissed Hunter off so much he said effing instead of fucking.
God.
I did. Holy crap! I went totally PG.
I better back out right now.
Just
You made him
short-circuited.
censor himself.
Whatever.
All right, Ted, what do you got?
Fine.
I don't know if I have another movie, but I will talk about a book that just came out today that I and Chad have a story in. And that is Human Monsters, a horror anthology.
Dude, that cover is great.
Sick. It's edited by Sadie Hartman and Ashley Sawyers. This is a crazy lineup they got here. Laurel Hightower's in it, so we can shout out to Laurel.
Yep.
Whiskey.
I know her.
Let's see who else is in here.
Mallerman.
Andy Davidson, Jeremy Robert Johnson, Stephen Graham Jones, Carolyn Kepnes of You fame.
Damn.
Josh Mallerman, bunch of other people. Yeah,
And
this
then
thing
YouTube
is
scrubs.
this thing is loaded. Yeah, and then it's Chad and me.
Yeah.
But yeah, this anthology is crazy, and you should all go pick up a copy because the cover will look great on your bookshelf.
Yeah, I want it just for the cover, man.
Yeah, that cover is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Damn.
Sweet.
Nice. All right.
It's very reminiscent of my crawl space.
I don't doubt that.
Hope it's not scratch and sniff.
Hunter. What do you got?
Speaking of scratch and sniff, I watched Leatherface. Where did I watch this?
Yes.
I don't know. I forget what I watched it on. Tubi or Shudder. I don't know, somewhere. But anyway, because Chad had kept saying that it's really good. And I confused it with another TCM movie that I thought was total crap. It was the one where like Leatherface was like the good guy, the sympathetic character. I forget which one that was called. But anyway,
The one with Alexander Daddario?
no, not that one. But this movie. So Jason, it's your favorite. It's a prequel.
Awesome.
So we go all the
survive?
way back to the Sawyer family, where Lily Taylor, just before she took over the family in The Conjuring, she is the mom. She's Mama Sawyer, and she's got relatively normal-looking kids, I guess, from the mountain areas or Texas or whatever. But they're pretty bad, and they do something horrible, definitely horrible to somebody. And the sheriff, who is what the hell is it? Stephen Dorff, they end up killing his teenage daughter. So he says, "You took mine, I'm going to take all of yours." So basically, he takes all her kids away. And then we cut to 10 years later, and it's in this mental home, and there's a nice, pretty new nurse who's being kind of brought into these fold, and she's dealing with these teenage kids, and there's this big kid who you go, "Oh, all right, that's Leatherface," and he protects her during a fight, and they kind of bond. But then this girl here is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the craziest characters I have ever seen in my life. And if Sherry Moon Zombie was her, she'd be grating and just so annoying. This girl played her perfectly. Like, this is what Sherry Moon is always going for, but can't hit. This girl did it. But anyway, this becomes now we're running from the law thing, where it's that girl and her kind of boyfriend, and then this big kid and this other guy who they bonded friends with, and they kidnap the nurse. And who's with them? I will tell you, there is stuff that is done in an abandoned RV. I may never have sex again, ever. This might be it. I think the wiener is done. I still can't find it. It shriveled up so deep in my abdomen, I can't find it.
It's been that way for years.
gonna
That's
say,
true.
are we pretending this is why you're
Yeah.
not getting laid?
It's hung like an acorn. But
Don't
yeah,
worry, Barbarella's coming to fix it.
table tipper. I got to tell you, man, this movie's really surprisingly good. I thought it was
so
going to be
good.
total crap, and it's probably one of the better movies in the entire franchise.
I think that,
Well, that's saying a lot.
I think that
Yeah.
if someone doesn't like it, I think first of all, like I went in thinking this is just a TCM movie. You know, I had no
Right.
idea that it was way much more than that. I mean, you've got almost like this Tarantino-esque running from the law bit in there without all the dialogue, but it
Yeah.
almost feels like two movies. You got like an escape from the mental hospital thing going on, and I freaking loved this movie when I saw it. I had no idea. I thought it was just hack and slash. It's way more intelligent than any of its sequels, with the exception of the fun that was in Chainsaw 2.
Yeah.
Who's my
This is
favorite?
if you're going to make like a really wicked origin story for Leatherface, they did it. They
It
nailed
is
it.
so good. I love
There's
it.
a couple of twists in here too that I was like, what?
Dude, the
So,
kids, yes.
You
Yeah,
got to watch it.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. I have never watched this. It never seemed interesting to me.
I saw
Way
it once
worth
and
it. Either.
forgot most of it.
It's good stuff.
It's only from like 5 years ago, I think. It's not that old.
Yeah. All right, Jack.
I watched Mr. Harrigan's Phone, which is the Stephen King. It's on Netflix. And as I had mentioned before, I was looking forward to this because a scene in this movie is filmed in my building. And most of this movie is filmed in Connecticut. So there are a lot of places I recognized, including there's a dingy strip club in Stamford that they filmed like a 5-minute scene in.
Dude, they went to Harry O's?
It's in Harry O's parking lot. And then you see Harry O's name and everything.
You could get a hand job under the table for like $3.
It's so funny. There's a courtroom
Wow.
scene that we have meetings in it sometimes. And so when there's a big mural on the wall. So when that scene came on, it startled me. I was like, oh, there it is. Oh my God. It's like 30 seconds, if that. But there's South Norwalk's in it and stuff. So anyway, this is about a kid who works for this rich guy. And he ends up giving the guy his first iPhone. And they have a relationship. He shows them how to use it and everything. Then when the old man dies, he ends up sending a text and getting a response, and some spooky stuff happens after that. This is not a horror movie.
That's what
This
I
is
heard.
like a kind of a, I don't know, relationship drama with some supernatural stuff. The stakes go up when the guy dies, and the messaging goes back and forth, and whatever kind of supernatural stuff is going on. The movie did not invest in that, and there's no tension. There's nothing really scary about this movie, at least to me. Hunter, have you ever seen any shows, the Richfield Playhouse?
Yeah.
They use that as the school in it.
Oh, no way. Oh,
Yeah.
I got to watch this movie just to
Yeah, you do.
steal the landmarks.
So it's not a bad movie, but if you're looking for a scary movie, this is not it whatsoever. But I don't know. I didn't read the short story that it's based on, so I don't know how accurate it is. But it's fine. But I was a little disappointed that it wasn't like I saw that there was stuff they could have done to make this scarier, and they didn't do it.
Well, I mean, the interior of Harry O's should have been scary enough.
They only
That
showed
could
the
make it horror.
exterior like that. All they had to do was go in, and it would have been 10 times.
Oh, if they went inside, it's straight up terror.
I read this story and I only remember some of it. I don't remember how it ends at all. But I'm happy to see Donald Sutherland getting work. The dude is 87.
He's 87?
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
so
cow.
good to see
love
him
him.
getting some work. Spinning some awesome shit. All right. I also read a Stephen King book. So talking about Mr. Harrigan's Phone. I read Fairy Tale. I think it's his newest one. I don't think it's even that old. I mean, it's Stephen King. I liked it. I liked it a lot. The first half, I was so sucked into this book. It was like crazy how into this book I was. And then some big stuff starts to happen, and I really enjoyed the rest of the book, but it's not as good as the first half. Like the beginning premise is so strong, and the mystery he builds is so good. I was so sucked in. Like I said, I still really like the ending a lot, but it wasn't what the first half was. So this is a great book. It's over 600 pages, so it's a read, but it's good shit. So,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Did you agree that the first half was better than the second half?
Yeah, totally. Just like he does like characters and relationships and like the father with the addiction and stuff. Like I love that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then like once you get into like the other world, I thought it was good. I pretty much feel the same way about it you did. But if you like what is it, Eye of the Dragon and like like I guess Dark Tower to a certain degree and like the Talisman, if you like that kind of Stephen King stuff, I think you'll enjoy this.
Yeah, this was like a mixture of fantasy and Lovecraft and fairy tales.
That's accurate.
It was a good book. It was a really good book. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Stephen King has found like his fifth win now. Now that he's in his 70s, he's written some really good stuff recently.
I love some of the stuff that's come out in the last like 10 years has been amazing.
Yeah, I'll get it from the library.
The Outsider is one of the best things.
Outsider's great. Ever. Like Under the Dome is great. 11/22/63 is probably my favorite King novel behind.
Really?
It's so good.
Oh God, it's amazing.
He's been killing it, and this one, it's a damn good book. It's long. It took me so long to read this goddamn thing, but I really dug it.
I can't complain. I'm currently reading a 500-page Bigfoot book, so 600 pages Stephen King is fine. I've been breezing through it. I'm like, 2 days.
How many molds can he write about?
Dude, this Bigfoot book I'm going to talk about next week is really good.
All right. Anyone have anything else they want to throw in before we get to Halloween Ends?
No, I want to start.
I think I need more beer for this. So I'm going to go do that.
You're going to need it.
Main feature tab.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
All right. The main event. I'm super excited. Do we have a Jack rap or no?
No.
Are the raps done?
It's not. No, it's done. There was no hesitation in that no, too. No.
Is it synopsis worthy?
Well, actually, I wouldn't mind a synopsis because this isn't a Halloween movie.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
A synopsis would actually be kind of funny.
Chad, why don't you synopsize for us?
Okay. This is about a. I'm trying. What you get the soundtrack for me?
Yeah, there you go.
This is about an old woman, and well, actually, it's about a babysitter who gets charged with manslaughter, and then befriends a homeless man that's been living in the sewer. They have a love-hate relationship until they decide that they're going to, they look in each other's eyes, love at first sight. We're meant to go out and kill people. Let's go do this. And the town doesn't like that. They want that to end, so they end it.
Also, band bullies.
Yes, band bullies.
Yeah, damn
because
band bullies.
Because everyone in band is always an a-hole and they're just bullies all the time. Yes,
only if you've done dirty things at band camp, then you're hardcore.
I think the worst ass kickings anyone got in high school were from people in the band, for sure.
Really? Has anyone from band ever hit anybody in a bullying fashion?
Oh yeah, the band kids are ruthless.
Carrying the drumsticks like nunchucks.
Yeah, they hit other people's fists with their face.
Oh man,
it's true. It's true. All right, Chad, you are the Halloween guy of the group.
Yes.
What did you think of Halloween Ends?
Love Michael Myers. He's my man crush, and I.
Died a little.
I did. That's well put. I think that if Laurie Strode and her granddaughter wasn't in this movie and this was just plopped in between 4, 5, 6, 7 Halloween, it'd be a kind of a cool Halloween movie with if it had a different end. Just trying to come up with something different, a different concept. When that started happening, I didn't know if I was on board or not. I was like, do I like this? Where this is heading? This is totally different. We've never seen this happen before.
This is what you earned for 40 years of devotion to the series.
Way more in this to not like than there is to like. And I knew from that opening scene with the bouncing baby boy that nothing was going to top that. That was so brutal and shook me so hard that I was like, that it just peaked. Whatever Michael's going to do to anybody, it's not going to even come close to what I just saw. So I didn't really like it. As far as the trilogy is my least favorite. The new, 2018 Kills and Ends. I don't know that it was as bad as Busta Rhymes' Kung Fu stuff, which I know Tim has a boner for, but
it was awful.
Oh, I thought you liked that one.
No, stop. Come on.
Maybe it just sounded like something.
Give me a little bit of credit.
But
No, you don't.
I'll shut up and we'll talk more later. But count me up for. I don't really think that I like this, but I didn't hate it. There was some stuff that I did like, but most of it I did not like.
All right, Tim.
Oh, you want me to go next?
Oh yes, I'm on pins and needles.
All right. Well, let me clear my throat. All right. So, gut reaction when I first saw it, I was kind of just like, meh. It was okay. It was my least favorite of the 3 new ones. But I don't know. After having a couple of days separation from it, I will say there were things that I liked about it. And then I thought there were some things that I thought were missing, mainly like Michael Myers. It's like a Michael Myers movie.
Yeah.
That was like my main problem with it. But I mean, that said, like they definitely swung for the fences and they tried to do something different. And one of the things I like about the new series is that each movie is completely different in tone than the other one. Like they're like 3 different movies. Like you could almost watch them individually and like it would be like a separate movie. You kind of don't even need to watch the first one to enjoy Kills or, watch Kills to enjoy this one. They kind of stand on their own. And I kind of like that about them. But overall, I didn't enjoy this as much as I did the other ones. I thought it was okay, but I definitely respect them for doing something different. And I know a lot of people hate ends, like just hate it just from reading people's comments. And I'm sure you 3 were going to trash it. But it's funny to me because like one of the major complaints of Kills was like, oh, it's all action and there's no character development. And then this movie is like all character development.
Yeah.
And then like people still hate it. So it's like I feel like the filmmakers were almost like trolling the audience a little bit by doing this. And like I kind of respect that too.
That's what you should do when you're given the keys to a huge franchise and trying to make it better and trying to fix all the mistakes of the past.
Also, developing
good idea.
I kind of respect it.
Developing crappy characters is not something to applaud.
See, I kind of like that. I kind of like the whole the kid thread. I like the idea of this. I just don't think they executed it particularly well in some areas. But I kind of like the idea of the story. I just wish it had more Michael Myers, and I wish they didn't like reduce him to like an old feeble man who was like basically like a weak Pennywise at some point during the movie.
Yeah, without a balloon.
But like other than that, I like the idea. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
So other than everything in the movie, it was okay.
You're just a hater. You're just a hater.
Hunter.
Man. Tim, I want you to look me in the eye, and I'm going to transfer all of my good movie picks into your brain, and
You don't have
from now on, you're only going to like good movies and stop liking shitty movies.
I listen. First of all, I said it was the worst of the three. Don't I get credit for that?
You do get credit for that. And I look, the first one was the movie that nobody needed. The second one was so stupid. It's going to be. We're gonna make fun of that second one forever. Like Evil
Hard
Dies
disagree.
Tonight, you will use to make fun of anything.
The second one is probably my favorite.
And this one, the love story between some dopey kid and the psychic transference of evil into him. You gotta be fucking kidding me. And now I said no fan of Halloween deserves this movie. And then I thought about it and I said, no, fans of this movie love garbage that doesn't make any sense and just falls short of what it needs to be. That's it. You got a franchise where one of the best movies stars Tom Atkins and no Michael Myers. So that tells you everything you need to know about the Halloween franchise. And they had this chance to do something grand, and they didn't. They got too cute with it. I don't know. They're too in love with their own ideas instead of doing some fan service.
Fuck the fans.
Well, that's basically what they said. So
I love that.
There you go. Hopefully everyone's happy that it's over, and then we don't need to see like another rebirth of this. God.
Which we will in like 5 years.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Don't worry. These movies
without
are
Jamie Lee
making a
Curtis.
shitload of money. Jack, I'm sure you loved it.
When the chips are down, you really find out about somebody when the pressure is on. And this is never more apparent than when you're texting with your friend Morgan about the Halloween movie, and you can only write while you're at traffic lights. So you only have a second or two before you've got to drive again. So you have to encapsulate what you thought in like 3 or 4 words.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured that that's what I should lead with here.
Go.
I wrote to him, Halloween is dumb.
Yep.
When I was watching this movie, Chad, yes, that opening scene happens, and I'm like, oh, that's different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we'll get into everything that happens, but this movie just kept doing things, and I was laughing out loud. I was by myself, and I was laughing out loud. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Oh, that was a choice. Wait, why did they? Oh. So I've got many thoughts. Basically, this trilogy, if they had just like brought me into the writer's room, I would have rearranged the order that a lot of this stuff happened and pulled out a bunch of stuff, and you would have had a much better piece of work. And we can get into that. But
it's a piece of work.
I couldn't wait to hear what everybody thought of this, because I'm like, if you like this movie, I'm happy for you. And I just there's some great kills in it, and there's a few moments. It's kind of like any one of these franchise movies that you watch. Like even the worst ones have a couple of good kill scenes that you could go find on YouTube. That's great. That's about all. But for what's supposed to be the rebirth trilogy to right all the wrongs, they blew it.
You like good kills done by the killer.
Yeah,
that's kind of what you sign up for. Too,
basically, they went Friday the 13th 5 and Jason Goes to Hell in a Halloween movie. So, and a little Christine.
How good those were.
Well said, Jack.
So I signed up for Regal Pass because I did not want to pay full price for this movie. I figured I would rather my wife and I spend $500 a year for Regal Pass than pay full price for this movie, because I knew it was going to be shit. And first of all, it was great. I go in because we saw it at 3:45 on Monday afternoon. It's only my wife and I in the biggest theater in the place. It is just a private screening. This is the way to go. So if anyone could quit your job and become a shitty writer or a YouTuber and go to the movies on Monday afternoon, it is the way to go. When the movie ended, I said to my wife, I cannot wait to see the mental gymnastics Chad does to say this movie is good. But then I woke up today and I was like, no, Chad is not going to like this movie because it's not a Halloween movie. This is not a Michael Myers movie. I don't know what the hell this is, but it's not a Michael Myers movie.
Nope.
I really didn't like it when we left the theater, and I've been thinking about it all day. This movie is bad. Like, this is maybe the worst movie in the Halloween franchise.
What?
Oh,
No way.
I don't know.
Come
There's
on.
nothing entertaining. The only one I could think of was the webcam one where they
That
were
one was
screaming.
awful.
Yeah,
That's
that wins.
Resurrection.
That was like the
Resurrection's
only
terrible.
one I could think
Ugh.
of that I was like, you know what? This is probably better than that.
No, stop. You're being
Dude,
ridiculous.
When we get into spoilers, I can talk about like how terrible Michael Myers is in this and how utterly pointless he is in this entire movie.
Yeah.
The character that the whole movie's based on, like there's a kernel of an interesting idea there about a guy who accidentally kills a kid and is a pariah in a town and loses his mind. Like, okay, that could be its own interesting movie maybe that you could do, but not how the end of a trilogy of Halloween.
Yeah, the end of a trilogy, you introduce a new character that nobody cares about.
Like, what are you doing? Why wasn't he in the first one and we could see like a slow decline over the years or something? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck were they thinking?
Because
I thought that too. He belonged in the first, and you carry him through the three. If this is what you're
the
going to
people
do.
who planned the new Star Wars movie said, "Hey, you guys want some notes on how to not plan a trilogy?"
Yeah, yeah. Ryan Johnson was like, "Hold my beer. Let's make some Halloween movies." I am so perplexed at how this got greenlit. You would think they would turn in the script and Jason Blum would be like, "Are you out of your fucking mind? Like, what are we doing?"
That's another thing. When I've over the past year or two, nearly every Blumhouse movie that I've seen was average or subpar. There's a couple that were winners, but this is no like they're becoming more than hit or miss. It's becoming a rarity that's like, wow, I really loved that Blumhouse movie, and I think they've forgotten. I'm scared to death that
it's becoming like a pitcher getting a hit in the National League.
Yeah, I'm scared to death that A24 is going to start doing that. Like, they have a reputation to uphold, and where Blumhouse kind of started like that, then they're just like, well, we just want to make movies and make money. And when I saw, because I had forgotten that it was a Blumhouse, and when we started the movie and I saw that, I was like, freaking great, because I have no faith in Blumhouse at all.
Yeah, I mean, they did all three of these, and it has degraded.
Oh, you didn't like Black Phone that much either, right?
Yeah, there were some really cringeworthy scenes in there for me. But I did enjoy it. Yeah.
All right. I got to tell you, I'm rethinking my marriage because that beginning scene with the babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when that kid took a dive, we were both like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
And then she said, "Rewind that," and I did, and she laughed as I rewound it over and over again. I was
Jesus Christ!
I was like, I said, "Don't touch our children anymore."
So you removed all sharp objects from the house?
I also took out the stairs, so it's a one-level house. I made it a ranch overnight.
Hey, we got a super sticker of a poop emoji. You can't see it here, but
That's Morgan.
Morgan.
Hey,
What does that mean? I've never seen that before.
I neither have I.
It's in the chat. You can see the poop emoji that he.
This is a perfect segue. There is one awesome thing about this movie.
Darcy?
Oh,
yes.
Darcy.
Two awesome things about this
her
movie.
scene is bigger in
Darcy.
like the extended version that's coming out.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Can't
You
wait.
know
to
the
watch that.
scene where the nurse and the doctor get attacked?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the nurse has a robe.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan's daughter made that robe.
Oh wow!
Really?
Get out of here.
Yeah, he wrote to me. He's like, I'm like, wait, how did that? He could explain it better than me, but she works for somebody, and they ordered a bunch of these robes that she made. So
That's cool.
6 degrees
Although-
of Kevin Bacon.
My complaint, where they also dropped the ball, the robe stayed on. That particular actress was made for taking off robes. And
You know who
didn't happen in
else
this movie.
is made for taking off her clothes? Darcy, the goddamn male girl.
Yeah. Hello.
What are you doing here? She posts naked pictures on Twitter every goddamn day.
Boobs for Brady every Sunday.
It was funny when she showed up, they did the pan up like over her boobs. And I was like, this woman has gigantic. Is that Darcy? That was a great moment.
And
Brandon's
that's
like, I recognize those.
I don't know what people consider a spoiler or not, so I don't want to say.
ring the bell,
too
Jack.
much.
Yeah, let's
Ready?
talk about it.
There we go. Whatever we say, if you don't like it, it's on you.
This movie had one of the dumbest, worst written scenes in probably the whole franchise that didn't make any sense at all. That was the weakest form of trying to write suspense and pull one over on us, and it just pissed me off when
Jesus.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode, pretends she's sad, she pours herself a drink, she's gonna commit suicide, lights a pumpkin, gives us 5 or 10 minutes of just pure nonsense because she knows this guy's in the house and she's gonna shoot him. Why she didn't just do that? Because she has a gun.
All she didn't do was put on the sad Charlie Brown music.
And then she shoots the pumpkin, and she's like, "Did you really think I was gonna? If you know he's right there and you have a gun, go around the corner and shoot him."
I thought she was trying to lure him.
But he was there. You know what I mean? There's no sense in that. Like, if somebody's in your house, are you gonna like go way out of your way to pretend that that was just it was stupid.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but also I thought it was just her trying to lure him closer. Like she knew he was in there and he was listening on her. So maybe he would be like, his guard would be down if she thought she had killed herself.
Pretend you're sleeping. Pretend you're sleeping.
When the gunshot goes off and you hear the smush sound effect,
yeah. And you see it on the wall that it's just clear,
I think the first sign that scene was going to be terrible is when she lit an indoor jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah.
Who the hell has an indoor jack-o'-lantern?
I thought that too. I'm like, you're going to set your house on fire.
We don't, but I'm sure there are people that do.
Jeez.
What's wrong with an indoor jack-o'-lantern?
By the way, Jack, you mentioned outside. The sound. Was for anyone else the sound really terrible at parts? Like the sound mixing?
No,
I didn't notice.
I don't know. Maybe it was just the way it was coming through our TV. I was like, we were just going, this sounds awful.
With your dial-up modem.
So
no, but I was in like a 700-seat theater. I had like the best experience.
We were watching it on Peacock.
My buddies at work agreed with me on the movie being dumb. And we were just discussing stupid things throughout the trilogy. And I was saying, so in the first one, Michael Myers killed people, like 4 people in 1978. Fast forward to 2018, and Jamie Lee Curtis is now Rambo, been preparing her whole life for a guy who killed 4 people and then, didn't do anything. Ted Bundy, Dahmer, all these guys killed way more people. But this guy, then in this movie, it's 4 years later. And now she's cooking pies and celebrating Halloween. Her daughter has just died. And she's like, I'm like, so wait, why not, if you knew about this, why not make the first one, she's been a recluse, she's trying to assimilate. Then, after the events of the first 2 movies, in the third one, now she's Rambo, and you basically do that movie as this conclusion, because the 2018 one, when they go gotcha and they trick Michael Myers into the basement and all that, was great. If they had just ended with that and didn't have 2 sequels, I would have been like, all right, I'm pretty cool with that movie. Mm-hmm. There's some problems with it, but I love that. They left it alone. But if not, you can't tell me they planned out this trilogy. I think they made one and then said, let's make another one.
Maybe over many cases of Tecate.
I do agree with that. I feel like they made the one and it was so successful. They're like, let's just tack on 2 more. Let's make more money, which I can't blame them. Like, why would you not want to make money?
Yeah, but these are made by people who really love horror. Why would? Well, I don't know. Rob Zombie has the biggest horror collection, supposedly, history, and look what he does. So forget it.
I think, Danny McBride was a big part of this, at least in terms of writing.
He's one of the writers. Yeah,
I think he's like a pretty huge horror fan, from what I've heard. But like, it's Blumhouse, and they're kind of like all horror heads over there too. So I mean, it was made by people who loved it. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have like a huge problem with this movie. It's just not my favorite thing.
How about this? You started it with, hey, maybe Michael Myers is human, right? He's not supernatural. He's just human, full of hate. And then you get to Halloween Kills, and then they kill him, but then he rises back up. So you realize, oh, he's not human. And in this movie, when they nail him to the kitchen block, they say that he's human and he's just going to die right
But
there.
earlier in the movie, he psychically downloads onto the guy, and it
Yeah,
seems like he like regenerated.
Yeah, he kept
the more
like,
that was
killed the
killing,
guy.
it was-
yeah, the more kills that he collected, like he seemed to get stronger with it, which was I kind of like that, and I wish they kind of leaned into that a little bit more. They kind of like stopped and didn't really explain.
Yeah, just
what
make him
was
fully
going on.
supernatural. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with there being no sense at all to why he does what he does or whether he's supernatural or not. That's part of the appeal that I have for him. But this was not my Michael Myers getting his ass kicked every 5 minutes by everybody.
Even with shit.
Which again, I like that if they were going to lean into like, okay, he's weakened from what happened in Kills and he needs to like build up his strength again. But like they didn't really develop that. They concentrated too much on the kid and his storyline.
They have a huge opportunity here because at the end of the movie, they put him into that meat grinder thing.
Yeah.
All
Shredder.
it takes to go full supernatural is a dog to walk over and piss fire and bring it back to life, or for a doctor to eat his heart and lights to go into him and he jumps body to body, or just a lightning strike.
I was saying lightning striking in the scrapyard.
Yeah, like you
rides
now
through
could just
the
because didn't that half the fun of the Freddy and Jason movies is how they come back.
Yeah.
Which goes all the way back to Hammer with how Dracula would come back every time.
Well, listen, they're gonna make another one. It's not going to be the same team. It's going to be a different one. You all know in like 3 to 4 years you're going to get another Halloween movie.
I hope so. I'll watch it. I'm down.
That's
yeah, fuck it. Just keep making them.
Bullshit.
You know what would have made this a really good movie? I think is if they'd have kept if Michael Myers wasn't in it at all, and they had the same storyline, and it was about this babysitter where Haddonfield itself, because of the taint from Michael Myers, giggity, that he would get like that you know, they push him because essentially I saw the town of Haddonfield is what pushed this guy to start killing.
Right.
He's like, oh, you think I'm a monster? I will show you a monster.
That and
I
Michael
think,
Myers download in the sewer. Yes.
I think that Haddonfield itself would symbolically become, you know, like you know, evil. Push this guy into this thing. He gets a hold of Michael's mask, and we've got this fake and Michael going around killing everybody, and then he kills, and so you've got like a different Michael Myers, but that way you still have the mask, and you can go with because the manslaughter thing I thought was a cool idea.
Yeah.
And Haddonfield turning this guy against them, I thought was a cool idea too. But when you're trying to shoehorn Michael Myers into it as well,
that's agreed.
It didn't a fake or a bad Michael Myers, mind you.
They should have ended it with a Silver Shamrock commercial, and his head just melts into worms. The end of the fucking movie, and Tom Atkins walks in and just goes, "Thrill me, motherfuckers!"
How great would it be is if at the end of the movie Jamie Lee Curtis pulls off his mask, put the pumpkin mask on, and turn the TV on.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly, Chad. It's what I was saying earlier. I feel like if you take this kid's storyline out and just have it be a different movie without Michael Myers, you could do something with that.
Yeah.
Having it be the end of this trilogy just doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, also in Halloween Kills, it's all about the negatives of mob mentality, and then this one ends with a parade
mob
to shred his body. So I'm like, what?
Well,
which one is it?
I thought that was like a symbolism for like, okay, the town has been, you know, ravished by the concept of Michael Myers, and now they're finally coming together to put him to rest, type of thing. Like, I thought that was them coming together to kind of finish the job. But
no more professional victims hanging themselves because they happen to live in the same town. That's so 2022.
Like I do like that idea, and I kind of wish, like what Chad said, I wish they kind of leaned more into that. The problem is they had a lot of cool ideas, and they tried to throw them all together into one movie.
Yeah, it's like they were writing it, and someone said, "Well, hold on a second. What about Michael Myers?" And they're like, "Frick, that's right."
Shit.
Yeah. Like it definitely felt that way. It came across that way on screen. But yeah, you're right. Like if they would have like leaned into like just the town being like the catalyst for, you know, this kid going crazy and
Mhm.
all of his bullying stuff, and like they just kept it with that, and like you said, just not had Michael Myers in
How
it
about
at all.
not have that kid and
And
have
have a Michael
Laurie
Myers movie.
Strode and Michael
you have
Myers?
to do one or the other. You have to do one or the other. And
Get-
that's
get
one
rid of
the
that kid.
That's
Dude.
one of the issues with this movie is that it tries to do both, and it didn't work. It wasn't as smooth as it should have been.
The band kids beat him up on the bridge,
Listen,
throw him off. He
Band
goes into
kids are
the-
tough.
But
We all
then-
know that.
Tina was
Then
a bad kid. I bet she's hit somebody.
Then he beats up Michael Myers. So I'm like, does that mean that the band kids, like, who's tougher?
Well,
Who's the
he beat up Michael Myers after the psychic transference of evil.
Listen, you give me Michael Myers or like 6 band kids, I'll take the band kids.
That's what
You've
this
got-
movie says.
There were some very bizarre interactions too that also didn't make sense. Like that 40-year-old cop that likes this.
That she was dating?
Yeah.
Was she? I don't even understand
Why?
that.
Yeah,
I think it was like
they had
it was
dated
like
previously.
I think they like probably went out and like he thought they were like more like he thought there was something going on and she was just like, nah, fuck this guy, he's weird.
Wasn't this movie 2 hours long?
Yes.
It was.
Yeah.
Maybe cut out beer
Yeah.
gut cop and save a couple minutes. Like
I think they were trying to find. I think that they were just trying to write in people that for this kid to kill. You know.
That
Also, how does the granddaughter fall in love with that guy like 5 minutes after?
I
She
thought
had
that too. I
seen
was like,
Michael
she's
Myers-
made some bad decisions in this movie.
She has seen Michael Myers eye to eye and knows what evil looks like. And this kid doesn't even try to hide the fact that he's fucked in the head.
Yeah.
Like, how doesn't she notice this? Like, why is she so dumb all of a sudden?
And like that was the thing, because like I really thought they were building up her character, especially like at the end of the kills. Like I thought they were building up her character to be like this smart, like just badass, like final girl. And like they kind of
idiot.
Yeah.
Another big problem I had was the whole eyes thing. I saw his eyes and knew that he was evil now. Like the dad, the kid's dad, the kid who died at the beginning, his dad just did a little quick drive-by. He was going to tell that
Even
guy
he
he
knew.
forgave him. But then he saw his eyes real quick, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not touching him." That just didn't make any. And Lori did the same thing. Like immediately, she's like, "Something happened. He's different now. He's evil."
I did like
What?
that, and I kind of like the whole like Laurie Strode like kind of she's going on her own like little mission, like interviewing people. Like I kind of like that too, but it was just like packed into like all these other storylines, and it just was kind of like a little bit of a
Laurie
mess.
Strode interviewing people about a kid who's not fucking Michael Myers in the Halloween movie.
Listen, if that's your gripe, I completely understand. I don't personally hate it.
Well, I do agree with you about the symbolism of this. I just think the symbolism is more shitty writing.
Yeah, I think they tried to stuff like 10 pounds worth of shit into like a 5-pound bag.
Well,
Yeah.
why not? Don't give a shit. How about that?
I-
Give it something worth watching.
The attention to
I'm gonna watch
detail-
it again though.
Oh
Of
my!
course.
Oh my!
You
God.
have Peacock though, right?
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna watch
All
it again
right.
probably this week.
Then
So
it's fine.
I'm gonna find
Go
some
ahead.
band kids to throw me off an overpass. Some of the attention to detail really bothers me in movies like this. So like Michael Myers picks up the nurse woman with one fucking arm and holds her against a wall, but geriatric Laurie Strode is stronger than him at the end of the movie. It's
Yes.
like it's insane. He can hold over 100 pounds with one arm, but this old woman overpowers him multiple times.
yeah, but Laurie Strode, she has like the strength of 10 oxes.
It's all that pie lifting.
Strength of 10 Grinches.
To be honest, with no disrespect to Jamie Lee Curtis, I think that the biggest problems with, because it was great to see her back in 2018, and even in H2O, I thought that was cool. And when I saw the
H2O is
trailer and
great.
stuff.
Mhm.
But I think the worst thing about kills and ends are Laurie Strode and her granddaughter. I thought they ruined. They were everything I didn't like about Kills. Kills had the best kills in the whole series, but they
Laurie was barely into that one.
She sat in a hospital bed, and then but when you have her, you're tethered to that now, and we have to deal with it's so you're going to have some predictable parts. You're going to have some same, it's going to feel very samey in parts.
Right.
I'd rather just have something like, I don't know where we're going now, but we're tethered to Laurie Strode and her granddaughter now, and I thought that they were the worst. Some of the worst things.
She wasn't calling her grandmother. like in the last one.
Yeah,
her phone said Lori when she called her. I think you guys are right. I think this is the first movie, but if you get rid of the podcasters who free him and just have this kid be the one who frees Michael Myers because he's ostracized or something and everybody hates him. I think if you reverse the movies, it's more interesting. The end of the first movie should have been the end of the franchise. You're totally right.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have had a satisfying ending. Instead, it just went out with a whimper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The ending of this movie, I absolutely hated. That's when I knew, like when they started the parade and it's all of a sudden the whole town knows what happened telepathically and they're just parading around. I could not stand the last, like maybe 15 minutes of this movie.
Maybe Haddonfield is psychic. Like maybe the whole town. It's
No,
on a ley
didn't
line.
Didn't they go around and like gather people up? Like, didn't they pull them out of their houses and stuff?
No,
Evil died tonight.
No.
Evil died tonight.
No, they just started coming out. And I think when that black sheriff showed up with his cowboy hat, I think the writers thought that was going to be some moment where the crowd would cheer that this guy that nobody cared about in Halloween Kills in the first place showed up.
No.
And
the first one too.
Yeah, okay. Well, he was very forgettable with the exception of his hat. Because he didn't do anything.
Have a cool hat.
I think the end of this movie felt like a reshoot. It did not feel like it was like it belonged with the rest of the movie. Like when they parade him through town and it just felt like
it's almost like they were trying to go for Tommy Jarvis. When Tommy Jarvis attacks Jason with that machete, the whole world is like, yes, finally somebody is destroying the body like you always wanted to see. And this like, oh great, they're finally throwing him into the mash or whatever the hell you call it thing. Right. But the payoff, like the build up to it, was so anticlimactic that.
Yeah, like the end of the second movie when all those people are beating the ever living shit out of him and he gets back up and kills them. Mm-hmm. That's the moment when you throw him in the goddamn machine that crushes the body.
There you go. Yeah.
Not when an old woman cuts his throat and he dies.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of thinking like she would have like ripped his heart out when she had him like
and then eat it.
I think it should have been lethal injection.
Yeah.
He should have died by lethal injection quietly.
My wife was yelling the whole time, cut his head off. My wife, who like is not into all this gory shit, it's like, cut his head off. What are you doing? It's like, no, she cut his wrist. He's good. He's done.
I'd be like, take him outside before you cut him open. Like, don't get blood all over the kitchen.
Yeah, I know. Ruin the kitchen.
I wanted her to cut his chest open, reach into his chest, and just rip out his heart. And like we watch it like slowly.
And then eat it like in Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
And then
yep.
Or do you pull a thing and then the chest like closes in?
Yes.
Which the thing made an appearance in this movie, so that would have been fitting.
It
would have been a callback. It would have been perfect.
Now, I really like the blowtorch on the face.
Yeah.
Although I don't think that's how a face would react to a blowtorch.
No.
We could try later.
We try it on you and see what happens.
We should leave it
on one of those corpses in your crawl space.
Yeah, I gotta get a new propane tank, but I'll try.
I like that shot, and I thought they did a good job keeping it out of focus, so you're still seeing the glow and the woman's reaction to it. Like I thought that was a great shot.
Yeah.
Just it wasn't Michael Myers.
Look, the best kill for me was the DJ.
I was just gonna say,
on the turntable.
That was awesome.
That was crazy.
And
that was the craziest thing in the whole movie.
I kind of liked that the dude cut the tongue off because Michael would never do anything like that, but this was not Michael. Yeah. So it kind of showed a different, he would never take the time to. He was just like, oh, he's dead. I'm done. And then leave.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when the Corey guy like frames Lori with the knife thing, and her granddaughter immediately like buys it. I'm like, I would think that she would have bought enough goodwill to be like, what the hell just happened? Explain this to me. Not
right.
No, but don't worry. After a whole movie of them arguing and not getting along anymore, at the end, she just holds her hand and says, I know you were right. And that was the end of that storyline.
Oh, so all the cops told me that he did it.
That's how it works with kids.
So bad. I also, the main dude gets beat up by the band geeks multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But when he goes into the radio station, the gigantic DJ, he just beats the brakes off that dude and kills him instantly.
Well, he's possessed.
Well, it's because he hadn't downloaded yet.
Oh, the download. That's right. Yeah. It's like the Matrix. I forgot.
So again, sometimes it's supernatural, sometimes it's not.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Yeah. It's ambiguously
Sometimes you don't.
supernatural.
Listen, they're
They
worse.
were the ambiguously supernatural duo.
Tim, we
Tim.
know there's worse movies. They're all behind you on those shelves. But this was a big deal. Like this was Game of Thrones season, whatever that last season was. That's what
Yes,
this was.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This was exactly that.
I was trying to think of a worst movie I've seen in the theater this year, and nothing was coming to mind.
Really?
This
No.
was- for a
might be right.
big budget theatrical release, this was surprising.
Yeah. Well, it's going to make a lot of money, no matter what we say or anyone else says. So
Yeah.
It's true.
good for them. Don't touch Friday the 13th. I'll effing murder all of you.
Oh, they're
Don't
gonna
touch
do
it.
another. They're gonna do another one.
I hope
Friday
they
the
do.
13th has it easier than all of these because it's schlockier. Like
Yes.
We know what we're getting. There's no
Yeah.
no expectations.
Don't get fancy. Don't get funny. Just give us what we want.
Yeah, that's the problem with all the Friday the 13th that aren't great. They get too fancy. Oh, let's put somebody who's telekinetic in. Oh, let's have him eat a heart. No. He kills camp counselors. That's it.
That's what he does.
I don't want to see anything else. This is easy.
John
All right.
Carpenter
Anything else before we get the
is
hell
asshole.
out of here?
I said everything I want to say.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm tapped out.
All right. Did we say what we're doing next week?
VHS 99 coming out.
Oh, is that this week?
VHS Agent 99.
Awesome. I'm so pumped for that.
Excited for that.
I'm so excited for that. Maybe it'll have a better rap than the last one. That would make me.
We shall find out
Hell,
soon.
Ratma.
All right. With that, thank you, Chad. Thank
Thanks for
you,
having
Tim.
me again.
This was entertaining.
Oh,
All
and tomorrow night, I don't know if we're going to do it live. We're going to interview Peter Polk.
Yeah, let's not do it live. I'll just
Not
post
doing
it.
that live.
So that's now you know it's something coming. It's a little special gift. It's a treat in your Halloween basket.
Little Halloween treat for you.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.